You know, I believe it was Shakespeare who said that all the world is a stage and we all are actors. And if that's the case, then I'm sure that there's some good actors and there's some bad actors. And I placed Angela McLean, the previous speaker, in the category of being a good actor. So, I want to thank you for inviting me to be a part of this very important forum. The theme is strengthening families and children. You know, strengthening and empowering families and children. That's very, very important. From the Department of Corrections perspective, we are able to see the aftermath of a broken family. We are able to see what occurs with dysfunctional families. And we see that apparent never-ending cycle of parents, and children, and grandchildren becoming consumers of the criminal justice system. It's something that we need to change. It's something that we struggle to change, to figure out how we can do it. And what I'd like to do with you this morning, I'll ask you to please allow me to impose on you by sharing with you some numbers that will help you to get an appreciation for the magnitude of the challenge that we're facing. And also, I'd like to share with you some information about some of the specific programs that we are currently engaged with, that we have implemented within the department, that we believe are making a difference in terms of helping to empower and to strengthen children and families, and to end that vicious cycle of those individuals being perennial consumers of the criminal justice system. In 1991, there were approximately 950,000 children with parents incarcerated in the United States. Now that's staggering, but it only gets worse. That was 1991. By 2007, that number rose to 1.7 million children with incarcerated parents in jails and prisons in the United States. There is a disparate impact on families of color, with African American children 9 times more likely and Hispanic children 3 times more likely than white children to have a parent incarcerated. Between 1995 and 2005, the number of incarcerated women in the United States also increased by 57%. And I'm not saying it increased to 57%, but it increased by 57%. That's a staggering leap. 75% of the incarcerated women have children. And we know that 80% of those women, when they leave prison, will be caring for those children alone. That is, absent a male figure. 55% of state prisoners are parents of children under the age of 18. And the average age of children with an incarcerated parent is 8 years old, and 22% of children are under 5 years old. So how does this affect children and families that are left behind? Parental incarceration rates also creates additional challenges for children. They experience financial instability and material hardships. Added instability in family relationships and structure are also present, again, when children and their families are separated and parents are incarcerated. Children tend to display a high occurrence of school misbehavior and performance problems. They deal with shame, social and institutional stigma. Public policies often exacerbate the challenges faced by incarcerated parents and their children. For example, the Adoption and Safe Families Act, signed by President Clinton in 1997, authorizes the termination of parental rights when a child has been living under foster care for 15 of the last 22 months. Because the average prison sentence exceeds 22 months, incarcerated parents dependent on foster care for their child's care are at risk of losing custody. Loss of parental rights is of particular concern to mothers in prison, who are 5 times as likely as men to report having children placed in foster homes. So, what can or what should we do? In addition to lowering the likelihood of recidivism among incarcerated parents and breaking that vicious cycle of reincarceration, there is evidence that maintaining contact with one's incarcerated parent improves a child's emotional response to the incarceration and helps to promote parent-child attachment. To this end, the Department of Correction provides a number of opportunities that are aimed at continuing parent and child attachment, and in some cases help to facilitate a first contact. I'd like to share some of those initiatives that we have implemented within the DOC with you to give you an appreciation of some of the things that we're doing, and also to allow you to, whenever possible, take advantage of those services by recommending clients, etc., to the DOC. The valuable collaboration between DCF and DOC is but one of the many programs that we provide. It teaches fathers parenting skills and provides them ways to cope when dealing with children. When they near the end of the program, they are afforded special visits to allow time for familial bond to strengthen. In some cases, the fathers may have never before been involved with their child's life. Introducing the child to the father under the right condition serves to remove the stigma and may soften the image that the child had of his or her father. Another program, the Read to Me, Mommy and Daddy program. It helps to incarcerated parents to, again, strengthen their bonds by reading and also reading skills. They read books, they learn to read books, they can take these books for their children, and as they become more proficient, they read the books with their children. The program strengthens the inmates' reading skills, stresses the importance of reading to the children, and strengthens the bond between the parent and the child. A third program that we offer is the Girl Scouts Behind Bars. This program works collaboratively with agencies such as Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and aid to incarcerated mothers to allow for opportunities for the children of incarcerated parents to receive community mentoring. The mothers are also allowed to interact with their daughters in a Girl Scout troop. The fatherhood core skills and the graduate maintenance phase. During the graduate maintenance phase, next we have the child custody workshop. Volunteer involving minor children. The program prepares women to advocate for themselves when addressing custody, adoption, visitation, and guardianship issues. This program is available at MCI Framingham, which is the program. It is a facilitated 5-week, 10-session group that addresses issues regarding understanding the development and behavior of children. It also deals with instilling courage and self-esteem, problem solving, effective discipline, and preventing substance abuse. At this home, women are taught parenting skills, and their children are allowed to come and spend time in the home with them again, simulating normalcy just like they will do in any living situation within the community. These are but a few of the examples of some of the things that we are doing within the OC. And again, we're doing them because we recognize that healthy families is what we are all after, because healthy families promote and help to sustain healthy communities. And when families are broken, we see it firsthand within the DOC. We see the damage to the children as they come back and forth, visiting their parents, those who do visit, and then unfortunately we see it as many of those children who are at risk themselves become offenders. So working with Angelo and his agency and others across the state, we struggle to make sure that we are doing all that we can to create healthy families and to discontinue the dysfunctional state that many find themselves in for all directories.